Yo, what's up, broskies? Keanu here, back on another deck profile. Coming out to you with a Ogdoadic deck profile. This is pretty random deck. No one's really on this right now. I know there was like a few builds out there, like a Chaos variant, the Layer of Darkness variant. I actually built two of these. This one's an invoked. Invoked has an invoked engine in it. I'll kind of go through it when I get there. This deck ends on pretty crazy boards. Also, I thought it would be a good time to bring it to you because just in case like the invoked engine doesn't get hit on the ban list, this is like a pretty crazy budget deck, budget combo deck a lot of people can pivot towards. And I'll kind of give you like different options, probably better options in the main deck than I've been playing. But I'll go ahead and get into it. Remember to like the video if you like the video. Comment if you want to see. I do have a control list also, so comment below if you want to see like a control list. You play a little bit slower. And go ahead and hit that subscribe button because I know you've been here a couple times. So starting out with the big boys. Ogdoadic Abyss, the Ogdoadic Overlord. One queen, one king. So this one's by far the best, but it does take 3 tributes to special summon it from the grave. But it's a board wipe. It's actually a lot easier to get out than you think. The Water Lily spell card special summons it pretty easy. But it's like a big, just a big chonker of a monster. The queen and the king, you never really I mean, sometimes you end on queen, but I'll just read them because I know they've been out, but a lot of people haven't played them. This card is your graveyard. You can tribute 2 monsters special summon this card. If a monster special summon from your opponent's graveyard, except during the damage step, you can send 1 card they control to the graveyard. If a monster is sent from your opponent's hand or deck to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 light or dark reptile monster from your graveyard. So this one's pretty good, but like I said, like most of the time, like your turn 1 board is kind of like a, I don't know, it's kind of like an FTK. Like I'll kind of show you what you can end on, but you don't. These are kind of like later games. Like maybe if they've broken your board, you kind of go into them because they're all big anyways. This one, special summon requirement's the same. You just tribute 2 from your graveyard. Also, if your opponent adds cards to their hand, except during the draw phase, you can send 1 random card from their hand to the graveyard. If a monster your opponent controls is sent to their graveyard, you can add 1 light or dark reptile monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So crazy recursion. In the control build, I do end on, in the control build, usually I end on like king or queen. King, I usually end on like king, maybe like Solemn Strike, a Mechaba. So pretty formidable board. Next up, the slightly less big boys. Dark, light. Dark recurs your banished reptiles because you do banish them in this deck. You can tribute 1 if the special summon, you can bring them back from the banish to the graveyard. Light, you can tribute a reptile monster in your side of the field, special summon this and another one. So this one's the better one, but dark does get your recursions. It just depends on the situation really. Next up, probably the best reptile, Ogdoadic Remnant, Nunu. So this one you can send from your hand to the graveyard, send 1 dark reptile monster from your deck to the graveyard. So if you control no monsters or you control a dog deck monster, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. But banish it leaves field. Also, you cannot special summon monsters except reptile monsters while this card is face up on the field. So face up, so usually you're going to go into your King of Pharaoh Imps to kind of get around that, so it's not as bad. Naya, however you want to say it. You can send this from your hand and then send 1 light reptile monster from your grave. If this is Stormer special summon, you just search the Water Lily. There's only spell trap we play. Last of the Ogdoadic monsters, Zoha the Boundless. This is usually, I don't really use them in any other situation. You can get them back to your hand pretty easy, but the biggest situation I use them for is my rank 4 plays. My rank 4 package in my extra deck. I just basically leave it at that. Still the best normal summon in the game, Alistair. If you have nothing else, you have Alistair Pass. Hopefully he doesn't get hit. I don't think he's that broken to be hit. I know a lot of people are tired of seeing him, but I mean, whatever. He allows like rogue decks to be like somewhat playable. I know like he also helps top tier decks be absolutely broken, but whatever. Play the Gamma package. It has synergies with Alistair, of course. Also, the Gamma package ensures stuff like Snake Rain goes through. Make sure your Meltdown goes through, stuff like that. Ash Blossom, just nice generic hand trap. Helps you go into Purgatrio in your extra deck. Alas, hand traps, infinite impermanence. You can play Forbidden Chalice over this. It's probably a little bit better because you don't have to. You can control a monster in your field. They activate an effect while you're trying to go through your combo. You chain Chalice and keep going. Also, Valor would be pretty good. You don't have to run infinite impermanence. Dragoon Engine. I'm gonna run this just until it gets banned, pretty much. I don't think Dragoon will get banned. I think it'll probably be like Reptile and Ogdoadic. That's definitely the problem. But you can let me know in the comments what you think about that. That's why I also have like a control like version of this deck, like waiting in the wings essentially. Triple Meltdown, pretty crazy card. I hope this doesn't get hit, but I could see it getting hit to 1. It's pretty crazy. Because you can just open up Meltdown and like Red Eyes Fusion. It's pretty much a game. So kind of crazy. 1 terraforming. So 4 Meltdowns is just silly. 2 Invocations, of course, you know, 3 is like super bricky and they just keep recurring themselves, so there's no reason to ever run 3. Broken card, Snake Rain. If this is in any other archetype, it'd be banned. Example, Painful Choice. It's pretty much Painful Choice for reptiles. You already know. You open up this, Alistair, and Nunu. That's pretty much an FTK. It's just crazy. You end on like 5 negates. 5 negates, like, and one of them being a Dragoon negate, so just kind of crazy. 2 Lily, because you want to search it. You kind of don't want to, I mean, you can open it up in your hand, doesn't do anything for you, but you will kind of want to like search this like later in your combos. And then 1 Called by the Grave. Make sure your combos go through. You could also take out the like the imperms for crossout designator. That'd be a pretty good card. Make sure combos go through. Now for the extra deck, Artemis. You already know Artemis is for Alistair. Reptilian Enchinda, whatever. This card's pretty cool. It came out of Dual Overload. I don't really go into it usually in later game, but I'll just pick it up and read it because my lighting's kind of weird. If this card is linked summon, you can target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Just change this attack 0. During your main phase, if your opponent controls a monster with 0 attack, you can add 1 reptile monster with different names from your deck to your hand, up to the number of monsters your opponent controls with 0 attack. So immediately you're adding 1, pretty much. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from your extra deck for the rest of this turn, except reptile monsters. Which that's fine. I mean, it's whatever. Verte Anaconda. Like I said, if this gets banned, I will definitely put out my control list. I'll probably put out my control list anyway. It just depends on if you guys want to see it or not. So that's why make sure you leave a comment if you want to see my control list, because it's kind of crazy. Cross Sheep, pretty essential to the combo. Hope Harbinger. Bunch of level 8s, really great level 8, of course. If you can like run rank 8s, you're definitely going to usually add Hope Harbinger along with Dingirsu, extra layer of protection. Sacred Tree Beast Hyperton. This card's silly. In the combo sequence, you kind of usually end on Predaplant, Sacred Beast, Dragoon, and and Makaba. Sacred Beast is an Omni negate. Turn 1, he's just gonna be a monster negate because I'll just go through it. So King of the Feral Imps, usually you end on, so you'll have like Rika Queen, and then you'll tribute this card off with one of your reptiles in grave. So that will trigger this effect, special in this, and then on the same chain, this will like, this will attach to Sacred Beast since you activated a monster's effect. So it'll automatically give it a monster negate. Pretty crazy. And then when you activate like a card on your turn, you can attach it to it. So if you like activate a spell, it'll become a material for this card, and then you can use those on your opponent's turn. So just insane. That's it for those. Going to the rest of them. Run out a bit of space. 2 Makabos, just to be safe, I guess. 1 Dragoon, Purgatrio, Kaliga, and Omega. This deck has been like crazy fun to play. I definitely suggest you pick it up. Super budget right now. Alistair engine might be like $10 for the whole engine, maybe. Everybody has like random Makabas laying around. Of course, Red Eyes, Dark Magician, all that stuff like super cheap. I know Dragoon's like the only like expensive card, but I don't know, it might get hit. But like I said, like the video if you like the video. Let me know in the comments if you want to see even more budget version, definitely more control version, a little bit slower, use the reptiles a little bit more. Drop a comment for that, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.